10 questions and answers in English about study techniques. Why are study techniques important? Because they help students learn more effectively, remember information, and improve academic performance. What is active recall? Active recall is testing yourself on what you've learned instead of, of just reading notes. How does spaced repetition work? It means reviewing material and increasing intervals of time to strengthen long-term memory. What is the Pomodoro technique? It is a method where you study for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, and repeat the cycle. How can my maps help in studying? My maps organize information visually, making it easier to understand connections and remember concepts. Is it better to study at night or in the morning? It depends on the person, but many people find studying in the morning more effective because the mind is fresh. How does summarizing notes improve learning? Uh, Summarizing helps you process the material, identify key points, and avoid memorizing unnecessary details. Can teaching someone else help you study? Yes, teaching is one of the best ways to reinforce your own understanding. How important is having a study schedule? A study schedule keeps you organized, reduces stress, and helps you balance time for all subjects. Uh, what is the biggest mistake students make when studying? The biggest mistake is cramming the night before an exam instead of practicing regularly. Canon Ride by Charles Bukowski, Chapter 18. Frank liked airplanes. He lent me all his pulp magazines about World War I. The best was Flying Ace. The dogfights were great, the specs and the Fokkers mixing it. I read all the stories. I didn't like the way the Germans always lost, but outside of that, I was great. I liked going over to Frank's place to borrow and return the magazines. His mother wore high heels and had great legs, and she sat in a chair with her legs crossed and her skirt pulled high. And Frank's father sat in another chair. His mother and father were always drinking. His father had been a flyer in World War. I am and had crashed. He got away running down inside one of his arms instead of a bomb. He got a pension, but he was alright. When we come in he always talked to us. How are you doing, boys? How's it going? Then we found out about the air show. It was going to be a big one. Frank got hold of a map and we decided to get there by hitchhiking. I thought we'd probably never make it to the air show, but Frank said we would. His father gave us the money. We went down to the boulevard with our map and we got a ride right away. It was an old guy and his lips were very wet. He kept licking his lips with his tongue and he had on an old cigarette, shirt which he had buttoned to the throat. He wasn't wearing a nicked. He had a strange uh, eyebrows which curled down into his eyes. My name's Daniel, he said. Frank said. This is Henry, and I'm Frank. Daniel drove along. Then he took out a lucky strike and lit it. "You boys live at home?" "Yes," said Frank. "Yes," I said. Daniel's cigarette was already wet from his mouth. He stopped the car at a signal. Uh, uh, I was at the I was at the beach yesterday, and they caught a couple of guys under the pier. The coast caught them and threw them a cane. One guy was sucking the other guy off. Now, what the scenes is that of the cops? I made me mad. The signal changed, and Daniel pulled it away. "Don't you guys think that was stupid? The cops stopping those guys from sucking off?" We didn't answer. "Well," said Daniel, "don't you think a couple of guys have a right to a good blowjob?" "I guess so," said Frank. "Yeah," I said. "Where are you boys going?" asked Daniel. "The air show," said Frank. "Ah, the air show. I like air shows. I'll tell you what, you boys let me go with you and I'll drive you all the way there." We didn't answer. "Well, how about it?" "All right," said Frank. Frank's father he had given us admission and transportation money, but we had decided to save the transportation money by hitchhiking. "Maybe you boys would rather go swimming," said Daniel. "No," said Frank. "We want to see the air show. Swimming's more fun. We can race each other. I know a place where we can be alone. I'd never go under the pier." "We want to go to the air show," said Frank. "All right," said Daniel. We'll go to the air show." When we got to the air show parking, let me got out of the car, and while Daniel was looking at Frank, said, "Run." We ran toward the admission gate, and Daniel saw us running away. "Hey, you little perverts, come back here, come back." We kept running. "Chris," said Frank, "that son of a bitch is crazy." We were almost at the admission gate. "I'll get you boys." We paid and ran inside. The show hadn't started yet, but a large crowd was already there. "Let's hide under the grandstand so he can't find us," said Frank. The grandstand was built of temporary planks for the people to sit on. We went underneath. We saw two boys standing under the center of the grandstand and looked up. They were about 14 or 13 old, about 2 of their years older than we were. "What are they looking at?" I asked. "Let's go see," said Frank. We walked over. One of the guys saw us coming. "Hey, you punks, get out of here. What are you guys looking at?" Frank asked. "I told you punks to get out of here." "Ah, hell, Marty, let them have a look." We walked over to where they were standing. We looked up. What is it?" I asked. "Hell, can you see it?" One of the big guys asked. "See what?" "It's a cunt." "A cunt? Where?" "Look right there. See it?" We pointed. There was a woman sitting with her skirt bunched but underneath her. She didn't have any panties on, and looking out between the planks you could see her cunt. "See it?" "Yeah, I see it." "It's cunt," said Frank. "All right, now you guys get off here and keep your mouths shut." "But we want to look at it a little longer," said Frank. "Just let us look a little longer." "All right, but not too long." We stood there looking up at it. "I can see it," I said. "It's a con," said Frank. "It's really a con," I said. "Yeah," said one of the big guys. That's what is it. That's what it is." Uh, all right, I always remember this," I said. "All right, you guys, it's time to go." What for? I asked Fran. Why can't we keep looking? Because uh, say one of the big guys, I'm going to do something. Now, get out of here. We walk off. I wonder what he's going to do, I asked. I don't know, said Fran. Maybe he's going to throw or a rocket at it. We got out front under the grandstand and looked around for Daniel. We didn't see him anywhere. Maybe he left, I said. A guy like to the doesn't like airplanes, said Fran. We climbed up the grandstand and waited for the show to begin. I looked around at the woman. I wonder which uh, one she was, I asked. I guess you can't tell Fran the stop, said Fran. Then the air show began. There was a guy in a Fokker doing stunts. He was a he was good. He was good. He leaped and cross cycled, stalled pallet out of it. He skimmed the ground and did an Immelman. His best trick consisted of a hood on edge, wind, two red band handkerchief were fastened to poles about 6 feet above the ground. The Fokker flew down, dipped a wing, and picked up a handkerchief of the pole with the hook on its wing. Then it came around, dipped on the other wing, and got the other handkerchief. Then there were some skywriting acts which were dull and some balloon verses which were silly, and then they had something good, a race around for pylons, close to the ground. The airplanes had to cycle the pylons 12 times, and the one and that finished first got the prize. The pilot was automatically disqualified.